I'm recording this at the tail end of 2021. I moved back to the Seattle area just before Halloween. We had reopened some of the work that I do. I'm a private tutor. And I moved into a house in Mercer Island. I really love the location. I'm getting ready to move out of this house because of some difficulties that I ran into moving here. And I thought I would record a video to document some potential life goals for some of my viewers in 2022. So I could show you guys my bedroom, and well, you can't see the outside now, but I've recorded plenty of videos during the daytime. It's a very scenic location, not a whole lot of traffic, very easy to get along with your neighbors kind of place. Now the sad thing is that, just out of curiosity, I went on to Zillow to see just how much rent I should have been paying, for one room out of the house, how much the house is worth, see if I got a good deal for the rent. But what's really sad is that I discovered the house is worth $2 million. And then I walk around, I see all sorts of problems, right? So my first day getting here, I was a little bit concerned because there was one of these lamps and it had a compact fluorescent light bulb. And I get very worried because they have mercury in them. If they shatter, I'm very sensitive to mercury. I have high-functioning autism, and my body doesn't get rid of mercury very easily, right? I take alpha-lipoic acid on a regimented basis. And the last thing I want to do is to introduce even more mercury to my system, right? I try to stay away from other fish besides salmon. Salmon is pretty low in mercury. But to add even more anxiety, the light bulb wouldn't turn on, so I didn't know if it was leaking or if it was just a broken light bulb. So I put on some gloves, I carefully take it off. I don't think it was leaking, and I have to take it into recycling. My landlord said just put it in the shed, but I didn't want just looking at the amount of clutter in the house, I thought for sure that he didn't have a good safe place to put it where it might not shatter. So I took it in to get it recycled. The whole trip between the house and it was snowing, and I kept the car windows open during that whole trip because I wasn't sure if that light bulb was leaking. And then I noticed that the lamp isn't working very well either. And my landlord refuses to get rid of stuff like that's like half broken, right? I kind of pressured him to get rid of at least things that were like non-serviceable at all, right? And I convinced him to donate a few things to charity, and that's that, right? Now, it's really sad because out of a $2 million house, you would think you could replace a 50-cent light bulb or a $10 lamp, and it just reinforced the idea that if I put a lot of effort into writing a publication, I better not have silly mistakes like punctuation mistakes or grammar issues or even just poor choices of words, right? If I put so right now I'm writing a paper on dots and boxes of the AI for the game of dots and boxes, put a lot of research into the machine learning, and then to have a silly mistake like a poor choice of phrasing would be the equivalent of having a $2 million house with a light bulb that's leaking mercury, right? But that wasn't the only problem with my landlord. I mean, obviously he probably has other priorities, which is why he can accumulate a $2 million house, right? But I'd rather have somewhere comfortable to live.